Hello and welcome. I'm AfroSmurph, and this is my channel. And if you like more content like this, well, please, by all means, stick around, because there's more where that came from.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
Alright guys, welcome to this episode of My Team Career Mode. As we went through, skipped through the off-season, you'll see more on that later. We head around to our first qualifying laps as we are looking to set our first actual lap time. Well, I'm just trying to feel out the car for this first lap as it's, well, brand new as we have had a bunch of upgrades and, well, we're considered to be, well, you'll see where we stand later on in the race as we coming down into turn one. Easy on the brakes, go a little wide, kind of miss it a little bit, but easy on the throttle as it gets really easy to do a little bit of drift coming out of that turn right there. And as we coming around first on the braking zone again. We keep it in third gears, we get the throttle down. Fourth gears, tires spin out a little bit. Easy on the brakes, easy on the right left as we come around into the braking zone again. We want to keep all of the wheels turning straight until we're ready to turn because, well, as you can see, we go wide again as, well, we didn't brake hard enough then. Easy again on the brakes as this turn is going to be difficult to get the entire day. It drops away on the left hand side. As you can see, the tires lock up really easy even as I let off the gas or the brake a little bit. Coming around little wide here again as the tires are definitely not agreeing with us as much as they used to early on in the lap. Braking zone again as we make that next turn heading into another straight. This is where we have a lot of a big advantage. The Mercedes power unit plus all of the upgrades we have on our power unit give us that big advantage. However, I don't know if that's going to come in handy when it comes to other tracks that aren't so power oriented as we come around and finish our first lap of second season. Now as we continue on, as we prepare to set our second and final qualifying lap, we're currently sitting in 6th on the soft tires and we're looking to improve. Hopefully we can do so as we are in the power DRS open. The lap is now beginning. As we make up time, it's easy to see that, well, it doesn't really matter through here as we have lost all that time. Wide again as we come through here. I still have trouble with this section as we get the power on 5th gear this time coming out of that turn. Easy on the brakes, easy on the car as we over rev the crap out of it, getting down into 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 5th gear now. As we come around to this nice right left that I sometimes struggle with as we're looking to gain a little bit of time as we're finally green as we come into this braking zone. A little bit wide as we try to get the power down and a little bit of a burnout as we come around into the braking zone again. Did we lock up? No, we keep it together this time, but we go way too wide. However, we're half a second up. As the DRS powers activate, we come again into the braking zone. The trick here is to turn in at the proper time so you don't go wide. As you can see, we go a little bit wide here and on the curb. Here, usually you don't have to lift, but sometimes I do when the tire wear gets a little bit heavy as we go wide again through here. Luckily, the stewards didn't notice that. They're still in the green sector 2. Easy on the brakes again as we come around to make the final turn. We are 4/10 up, and we'll see if that's enough to at least push us farther up in the order. And we'll see you guys at the race.
You've just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Bottas, King and Norris, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel and Tsunoda, Ocon, Stroll, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Latifi, Matsushita, Joe and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. And they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So well, we get here to the off season. Let me recap it for you real quick. We tried to approach Pierre Gasly. He didn't like that idea, and well, he said, "Fuck off," basically. And so we decided to sign Mick Schumacher as we now come into the interview section.
We are in the HQ of our newest Formula One team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Other teams have invested more in their facilities than you have. Are you happy with what you have, or
hey, look, I just spent a lot of money. We have some money, not a whole lot of money left over from that, so we'll just make the decision here now.
It looks like there are a few more desks in your personnel department. Have you been investing
How
in
you
that
gonna tell me we just didn't spend enough money on our team, but now we have more members of our team? We love our staff.
Your team is currently best of the rest. Do you think you'll be able to challenge the top 3 teams? in the
Honestly,
near
with this
future?
power unit, yeah, I think so. Hopefully, with that qualifying, we can do that.
Isn't it safe to say you focused heavily on driver development?
Of course, if we want to have a good team, it's important that our second driver is a capable driver. So, we got Mick Schumacher.
You lost your second driver due to financial issues. How dire is the situation at your team?
Look. All I can say is that we're gonna work with what we got here.
Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
As you can see, we are going through and choosing which title sponsor we are deciding on, and we actually decided because we wanted to get 100 constructor championship points this season. So I believe that the best option and the most lucrative option, the one that I feel confident in doing, is the Quest Diagnostics, or well, Quest. And with the Mercedes power unit, let's reveal the car, even though you've already seen it. I hope you like it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the AfroSmurph Mobile. As we get to 5 red lights, here we go. The race is now underway. Not a bad start as we do a little bit of a burnout as our best, drag racing impression. As we go a little wide as the Daniel Ricciardo of the McLaren in front of us, well, he's being a better door than a window, and we're right upside Valtteri Bottas as we get past him, no problem. With a McLaren and two... Oh, goodness gracious, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't even speak. I can't get the words out. Right now, it's difficult because we have one McLaren behind us in Lando Norris. We have Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Danny Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, and Lewis Hamilton, all within the span of 1 second. The problem is here, they're all fast. And, well, we're competing with McLaren for the title, McLaren and Ferrari with the title of best of the rest. So, We have to get our power down. Chase after Ricciardo as quickly as possible as we come in now into another braking zone and almost smack the back of him. Easy does it as we come around the corner, a little wide, missing the intended racing line, but we're chasing Ricciardo, we're in his dirty air, and we're giving him all the pressure he can handle. We get the power down, come on, push a little harder. Easy does it as we hit the brakes again, coming around to end the first lap. With Danny Ricciardo less than a second ahead of us, if we can keep this pace or make a pass sooner than that, we'll have DRS come the next lap. Easy on the brakes. We'd rather not hit Danny Ricciardo. Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris still back there fighting a little bit as we again chase Danny Ricciardo and the rest of the top four down into the braking zone. Since this race is so short, we cannot afford to make any mistakes, break any wings, or do any of that. We must stay on Danny Rick. We must make a pass as soon as possible because these soft tires will not last. Easy on the brakes, no lockup, just barely missed Danny Ricciardo again. Goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a difficult race if we keep doing that. As you can see, we're setting a green sector. Going around the outside on Danny Rick. Can we make it stick? Still on the outside, still on the outside. We make it stick, but we go super wide. We'll make that work. I think we were ahead of him. Stewards are not mad at us for that one. No DRS as it's still lap 2 as we go into the braking zone, so I'm not worried so much about him attacking us. It's more about keeping up with Perez by the time DRS does actually open.
Some information on Verstappen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS.
With DRS open, Danny Ricciardo is looking to attack. He's right there up my wheel. He backs out of it just in time for me to make the braking zone, make the move, keep the move through DRS, and still stay on Perez as Verstappen, who now has an issue, and the fastest lap of the race is now going slow. Perez catching up. Hamilton is making waves. He's getting away from us. Not good. If we want to do anything to attack him, we must keep up with at least Verstappen for right now. I mean Perez for right now. However, with that said, Hamilton is probably a little bit angry about the way things ended last season with Verstappen winning the championship. However, with that said, I hit the back of Sergio Perez. I didn't lose any of my wing. The problem is I have DRS. Did I lose any of my wing? No, it doesn't look like it. So we're going to keep attacking as we come into the next braking zone. Sergio Perez is going slow because Verstappen's going slow and he's not making a move. We're going to see if we can make a move around the outside of both of them. And, well, easy does it. They forced both of us wide as Verstappen's wiggling through and through here. Whatever problem he has is making him slow as we are now pulling away. Somehow, that ballsy move stuck. And now, Lewis Hamilton is in our sights. Easy on the brakes, no DRS for them as we've set a purple and a green sector. Maybe, just maybe, we'll take the fastest lap from Verstappen.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. We're leading our teammate by 2.6 seconds.
We are leading our teammate, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen, swapping positions as we are looking to continue our race. With a little bit of wheel spin, we can still see Hamilton just in the distance, barely. But Perez is the one we need to worry about right now as he's looking to stay on our heels and attack us sooner rather than later. The question is, what happens in the pit stop phase? Will we lose position to Hamilton? Will we make up enough time to Hamilton to make up the difference? Who knows? Only time will tell. We go a little wide as we get the power down. Hamilton's still just in the distance. No lockup, but we do go wide as Perez locks everything up. We get the power down. His DRS is open. His powers are activated. But can we put on him a defense? No need, as we have too much power for the minute Honda of Sergio Perez compared to our powerful Mercedes. Only time will tell. But Lewis Hamilton has more or less the same engine as we do. We just upgraded it more. can we catch him on the straights? As this is a good circuit for power, but as we keep setting red sectors, Lewis Hamilton does feel a little bit closer, and Sergio Perez not so much. We are just almost broken the toe from DRS, not quite enough as Hamilton is now hitting turn 1, and we now enter the braking zone. We're just that little bit closer. It's now 2.4 seconds behind instead of 4 or 3. Sergio Perez is still trying to attack us. He's within 4/10. It's not quite enough to attack us in any braking zones yet, but it's enough to keep us honest. Hamilton, he's in my sights. I can see him now. The objective is clear. Beat Hamilton at all costs. Tires be damned. I see him. Power down. Let's get it. Sergio Perez with, it looks like no DRS. We are going to be able to at least pull away a little bit, get the easy on the brakes, and not have to worry about him as we have broken the toe. He is now 1.3 behind us and 2.4 behind Hamilton we are. With a purple sector 2, we're looking to make up a lot of time, which is now 2.1 seconds. Our pit stop is in 2 to 3 laps, so we need to keep making up time, as a typical pit stop is about 2.4 seconds. If we can stay within that, we should have a chance to keep up with Hamilton, if not overtake him.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tire grip around now. In this lap, push now.
As it is now the end lap, we need to push as hard as we can. Hit the curb a little bit. We're a little slow through here. We get the power down as the rear tires squeal just a little bit, telling us they're a little bit angry. Lewis Hamilton is still in our sights, just barely, with 2.3 second lead. We're not quite as close as I'd like to be, but it's now down to 2.2 as we are now looking to enter the S section here. With a red sector 1, it's not looking good for an in lap. However, we are so close to 2 seconds. We're as close as we need to be. Any closer, and that's icing on the cake. Easy does it on the brakes. Keep from locking up. Nicely done. But we do a burnout on the way out, so there's all of our hard work undone. Again on the power, as this is the fastest sector for us. Lewis Hamilton is right there, 1.6 seconds. Any closer, we might be able to make a move. But the question is Lewis Hamilton going to pit here? Whether or not he does, that's up to him. I know that we are here, so here we go. In the pits we go, full throttle. Game mechanics take over as we more or less glitch unrealistically into the pit zone. Now here's the deal. Valtteri Bottas came in the pit with us. Sergio Perez continued on. Schumacher also continued on. So as the medium tires come on, no wing replacing necessary. That's great news for us as we come now in 14th, 15th,
That was our last stop. No
17th,
pit stops.
16th place is Matsushita and Mazepin, who's now in Alpine, takes over for I'm not sure who, but we have one job to do and one job only. He's racing his old team in Haas and Matsushita. We're now making a move, and easy does it. We make the move stick, but he's coming right back at us with his old soft tires. Can we keep it in front of him? Yes, we do, as the medium tires prevail. However, we have a lot of work to do because I have no idea how far ahead Hamilton is as far as pit stop goes, if he's having a great lap or not. Plus, well, we have what looks like 13 other cars ahead of us, so we got work to do. We don't lock up here on our fresh tires, so save that. That's nice. I can see 2 cars in the distance of Latifi and Giovinazzi. They're teammates right now. The problem is they're slow, and they need to get the heck out of my way. There's a purple sector 2 again as I inch closer and closer and closer to them. Our Our teammates in the pits. Mick Schumacher is now in the pits. Here's our chance to make up some time as we come around to onto lap 8. One's in the pits. Latifi stays out, it looks like. As we come around on the right-hand side, who else but Lewis Hamilton right there up our inside as we try to make the move stick. He hits the curb as we kind of squeeze him into it. We didn't really give him a choice, but we gave him enough room. He's right behind us now as we continue on with his DRS Open. Nice and easy on the throttle again as we hit the right-left section again with what looks like another with Latifi, who's we've actually caught up to quite well again. Without having to fight Lewis Hamilton, we are now in 5th place with what looks like probable pit stops ahead of us. We're in overall 1st place now on the very first race of season 2. DRS now open, so Lewis Hamilton can't get it off of us, or at least utilize it that great, as we have it off of Latifi into the braking zone. However, he's right there. He's right there, 0.6 seconds now, as we look to break the toe from him as we go round the outside, as he doesn't give me quite enough room as I force him back onto the track, because, well, I don't know. I'm rude like that, and he's an AI.
We've moved into P4.
With P4 now securely ours, is he going to make a move? Yeah, he better not. That would be dumb. Get the power down as we head on to lap 9. Nothing left to do but to just pull away from Lewis Hamilton at this point as his DRS is open. But not open enough to attack us. Or not. As we head into turn 1, he's right there behind us. Half a second behind as we get the power down. Easy does it as I've made up a lot of space coming out of that section. Surprisingly, as his DRS flap is now open as we hit the brake zone. His DRS powers are not powerful enough. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is all you need to know. We pull away from